All right, cool. Let's go on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the market. Let's dig in. There was a great article today. Well, big article anyway. Union Term. Anybody see it?
Where was that, Reggie?
Union Term. Anybody see it?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Some local people featured, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. People that are doing weird things like flipping real estate.
Wow.
We'll talk more about it. Realtors, for some reason, they're always putting spin in this stuff. So you got to be really careful what you read. What we try to do is kind of get rid of the fluff and tell you what's really going on. Here's a recent article they did. Notice what they're doing is they're just grabbing your attention with the headline, what we call an H1. You'll get that from Ted in just a bit. But they don't really expect you're going to read the whole article. And no one does. They glance through the headlines to see what's going on. I do it. But here's the article. Positive housing stats point to recovery. But if you actually read the article, although sales remain 13.6% below a year earlier, 14% less than a year ago. Does that sound like recovery? That's what they're putting out. Our own newspapers, not to be now done, San Diego home prices rebound slightly in April. You'd think, wow, things are stable, things are getting better. That same article went on to point out the real story. There's San Diego, they're quoting month to month. It's easy to look good compared to the month before. What I want you to do is look at the whole year. When you look at that very article year over year, 4.3 down. That doesn't sound like a rebound, does it? So careful what you read. Here's what's really going on. SoCal home prices took a pretty steep dive, steepest since 2009, according to DataQuick, blamed on buyer uncertainty, tightening up of credit lines, and unemployment. So that's kind of a little bit more what's really going on. A guy that writes a lot about stuff, I tend to align more with some of these folks that look at the whole data. Realty Tracks, Rich Sarga. Housing is years away from full recovery. Expects that 12 and 13 are going to look very much like what we have. Struggling with distressed properties like we've never seen before. Pretty powerful words. Never seen before. Remember that. Unfortunately, we're anything but recovered. We're actually still searching for the bottom. So when your realtors put that spin on that we're at the bottom, hurry up and buy, know better. Freddie Mac, not to be outdone. Chief economist. Look at what this guy's putting out. We should accelerate in the second half of 11, improved housing market close behind.
Which direction?
What is he smoking?
He gets paid by the lawyers.
Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane. But yet, this is the same outfit now that's saying that improved housing market is close behind. But now they're offering cash incentives to agents to sell their product above the regular 3%. If things are that great, why do I got to put in an incentive, right? We put sales on things that aren't moving in the world, right? So I'm a little inclined to not think this is all that. Unfortunately, it has to be for owner occupants. Again, the investors, excluded. California, out of the 50 states for income personal growth, we ended up number 47, like dead last almost. The only two states that actually did worse than us for personal income, Iowa and North Dakota. Unbelievable. Interesting, what happened to those home equity lines? Remember those? This is a chart showing you billions with the B over time. We were back there just living on SUVs, RVs, and backyard barbecues. Look at where we are. Most of us got that letter by now about we're pinching down your credit line and closing it. Hopefully you're smart enough to pull it all off. Do you think this might impact some other businesses? Yeah, like what? What industries might get hit by that? Anything with a V ending, I'm thinking loses money. You guys with me? If it ends in a V, I think it's going to lose you some money. Yeah, there's a lot of industries impacted. Travel, leisure, dining. A lot of restaurants went out. So until that reverses, there's not going to be a lot of disposable income. The only disposable income is because people aren't making mortgage payments, right? And that's the only reason we have money to spend. No, it's true. 2-year Treasury, 0.35. Interesting. Not 3.5, 0.35. Unbelievable. No yield out there to be found. 2-year Treasury note. So what do investors do? Buy real estate, obviously. Cash buyers are king in the hot market. 30% of the existing sales, according to NAR, National Association of Realtors, all cash. What it doesn't do is differentiate by area or price segment. It's actually much higher in certain markets: Orlando, Las Vegas, Phoenix. 60% of the deals in Orlando are going all cash. All the stuff below 250, 300, a lot of them are all cash. Much higher than 130. That's where investors are playing. They're using private capital and they're using cash. Because what else should you do there, right? It's so bad, we leave ours at zero just out of liquidity. All of our capital accounts, we just leave them on a zero basis just because we want liquidity. So when someone finds a great deal, we can fund it and get it going. Investors are kind of saving the day. What's amazing is they did a measurement of the amount of time it took from when it became REO, went back to the bank or someone bought it, how long it took to put that product back on the market for resale. And they compared banks to private investors. Who do you think won? Why? You're right. Why? What happens when you buy something at the steps? TJ, what do you do when you buy something?
Rehab.
Well, what happens at that moment in time?
Money.
How is it paid again?
Cash.
Cash. And what happens to the meter when someone's using funds?
Start money.
Right. Versus a bank who, oh, we have that asset now? To them, yeah, on their books. So investors are bringing product much faster to market than banks. No big surprise. Flipping is very fashionable now. Again, the savviest of flippers are back, but this time they're the good guys. They're buying foreclosed homes and putting them back and making the market better. We're actually getting some positive press for a change. Union Trim had one today on flipping, a whole 2-page article. A couple of guys here were featured, and that's great. Grab a copy if you get a chance. B of A, 8.5B settlement paid out for claims that lenders sold poor quality mortgage-backed securities. Ah, no way. Say it ain't so. But it gets better. Countrywide sold it to them in the form of mortgage bonds. After Countrywide enriched itself at the expense of the investors by continuing to service the bad loans and running up servicing fees. So first we create garbage, we sell it to you, then when it doesn't perform, we make money by charging you extra fees and funds for servicing. They got caught, 8.5B. Interesting, REO now is making a little bit of a shift. REO is bank loan property that they took back, no one wanted to buy it, because probably the price was too high. They're now asking their agents to help with the rehab process. They're going to look for them to manage paint jobs, replacing appliances, keeping the appearance of the property. I don't know about you, but they can't even return phone calls. Can you see them managing a rehab?
Trust them.
Is this predictably going to go south?
Yes.
Fast. But another layer of complexity. You're making the shift. Short sales are up 70%. Rich, why are you smiling so much? What? They're actually city. Come on up. Let's talk about what's going on there. City mortgage now. They're paying. Now you've stayed in the home for a year, 2, 3. You haven't made any payments. You work out a short sale. It used to be, cash for keys, couple grand. How much are they paying now?
City's giving people 12 grand.
What's up with that? 12 G's?
Yeah.
Can you do multiple houses?
Well, that's better than the real estate commission that people are paying.
No kidding. So what's going on? We got a couple of guys here that specialize in short sales. What's going on in your world?
Well, there are more short sales than you can shake a stick at, right?
I see that. So what's the trend? Is it going any faster? Is it getting any easier?
Well, the banks are trying to help. They're trying to improve. The big banks are really under the gun to get it done because if they don't, their REO inventory keeps swelling. So they got to do something. Uncle Sam is leaning on them.
What's going on? These guys, Coogan and Clark, do a lot of short sales too. Give us a pointer or two for working short sales. What can we do?
Well, once you get a short sale, you can hand it over to Rich. He'll negotiate it for you.
That is true.
Actually, short sales are going a little bit faster. you know, once you have all your ducks in a row and you submit the short sale offer to the banks actually have systems in place now where they didn't used to before. Equator is one of them, and we actually love working with Bank of America.
A lot.
Yeah.
We had a couple of lawsuits. Amazing what the best way. It really is.
We've actually had Wachovia, same instance. Actually, Wachovia has given like $3,000 to homeowners to move out. Same kind
So
of
it's working, right? It's not an easy, quick fix.
It's not a quick fix.
They're listening to us better, you know, when there's problems with the property. The big thing on the short sales is getting the appraisal right, you know, and they're doing a better job of understanding that you can't just run into a house for 2 minutes and snap 5 pictures and really understand what's going on with the property.
They're listening a little bit.
You know, I mean, if I buy this house and I'm going to resell it, it's going to be a VA buyer. They're going to comb through that thing, you know, piece by piece and hit me with everything. We got to get. It's all about information. So they're doing better about taking the information we supply to them, and of course they're going to verify that and look at it and working that into the price and the appraisal.
Working awesome. Thanks, sure. Rich, how long is it taking these days? Thank you guys. Appreciate it. These guys do a lot of short sales, so my philosophy is just get the experts up here and let's learn from them. This is a community all about learning. Well, how long is it taking?
Well, the ones that we're starting now are going much quicker, but you can get a short sale done in 45 to 60 days. You can get an approval in 45 to 60 days.
Yeah, man, it used to be way past that.
Right. But then you've got to go through 7 buyers to get it closed. So,
Daryl mentioned Equator. Just real quick, not everybody's familiar. We're not all short sale mitigated. What the heck's Equator?
Equator is an online short sale management. It's actually an online real estate transaction management system. Bank of America and a couple of the other large lenders, Wells Fargo and GMAC, are using it to help manage their files online. It actually works fairly good. They're trying hard to make it their de facto system.